Actually, would you guys be offended if we did the lead-in where I tell you guys where I am and then you say, shut up, we're burning pod?
No,
Yeah.
let's just go.
It's a good place to start. Go.
Okay, so no, everyone keeps walking by and they're looking at me like I'm some sort of radio host because I've got a laptop and a microphone and headset here on the strip. But I can show you guys. No one at home can see. Yeah, don't care. Okay, because there's the encore. By the way, it's a beautiful day.
There's
I'm at the
Mental
bar.
tells you a story, but nobody cares about. Yes.
It's a podcast, and he's visually showing everyone.
I'm just showing you guys.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Take it.
Everyone, welcome to, as I turn my volume up a little bit, everyone, welcome to Everyone Racers. That's a horrible way to say it. Let me say it again. Welcome to Everyone Racers, a show designed for the world of low-dollar and oddball Vegas culture. It doesn't matter what kind of Lemachamp or Lucky Track Dog you run, SCCA or NASA, we won't discriminate, as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself. Join us each week for tech discussion, tips, tricks, news and nerds in the world of low-dollar endurance racing, and whether it's Car A that's broken, Car B that's broken, or borrowed Car C that's broken, maybe we're lucky enough to get just the tip. We're sure you're going to giggle a little at how terrible our cars are and learn even less. Everyone report to the paddock.
This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mental, and we are Everyone Racers. Thanks so much for coming back and listening to another graduation episode of our podcast. It's episode 89, and before you ask, it's the year I graduated high school. So now, admittedly, it was the summer of 1989. But still 89. And no, Chrissy, I don't want to know how old you were.
Are you
Folks,
sure?
if you're not driving a car, don't forget your E1R bingo card. I am absolutely certain I don't want to know. It's updated. Get that bingo card. Let's kick this show off right away with literally what you working on, Chris.
Yeah, I'm doing this show live from the garage. I'm currently sitting in what would be the passenger seat of the Civic, staring at wiring and trying to get things ready for the race that we're leaving for in 2 days. So, yeah.
I prove it. Bang on something.
Sounds like roll cage.
Or when he starts running his hand through the bag of bolts again, it sounds like chips.
Well, here, if you really want to hear something, let's see if it works. I think everything's hooked up. I'm not really sure.
Oh, well, you should make
Am
sure.
I in gear? Nope, not in gear.
Oh, the unmistakable sound of a Honda starter.
No, bingo.
Of course, yeah, now it's not starting.
Oh, okay.
It started earlier.
Three-pedal mafia.
Wait, you know what? I disconnected the fuel pump because I'm leaving some wires on otherwise, so it doesn't have any gas. But you heard it sputter. It runs.
Absolutely.
Sure.
It runs.
Yeah.
It's going to dominate.
I don't know about that, but
It's dominating my life, that's for sure.
our lives, actually.
So, Chris, in 3 sentences or less, why don't you tell us the situation, where we're at, and what we got to do before we get to the racetrack?
Well, the situation is we have replaced everything. I have finally found the problem, which I'm sure I'll talk about at some point. All we're doing now is finishing up wiring. I'm currently wiring in the oxygen sensor, which it needs to run not at full throttle, which occasionally we do, and a couple grounds and things like that, and looming up the last of the wiring. Let me look at the whiteboard. What else do I need to do? I need to make sure the charge light works, and yeah, that's about it. And then actually run it a little bit to see what else is broken, because I've only idled it so far, and until the oxygen sensor is in there, I won't be able to do anything more than just idle it. So I'm sure I will find more problems once it is running, and I can actually try to drive it. But that's where we are so far.
Got a little bit of a nerd on talking about your task list on the whiteboard. Love it.
That's very short.
Now it is, but
For a car that hasn't run.
For a long time on the list, I hate when we put the bullet points, it just says run with a question mark. That's always the worst. That's like when we used to put roll cage. And like, that's
hopefully not
such
with
a
a question
big
mark under roll cage.
Well, it's just such a big thing, and it's, one of a few.
So this is kind of related, and I don't want to jump on Chris's story or burn any pod, but I took out the Z shopping list, and I took a new piece of paper and I wrote new Z list, and I drew a line down the middle and I said buy, and on the other side I put install. So I put motor on both sides
Your burning pod.
I know.
I just figured that could be like new period Z period, and then then you got to write a new list. But so what else you working on there, Jeff? Because I saw
I think Chris
is still going. You missed.
Yeah, I'm good. Like that's what I'm working on. It's the Honda. We've replaced everything. Like last Saturday, I went to the junkyard first thing in the morning when they opened to pull an entire other wiring harness out of an RSX that had just gotten there. Got that on, stripped it down, did everything I needed to, put it back in the car. Didn't fought with it all day, checking things, replacing things. Didn't work. Got Jim to come up here with an oscilloscope, and we checked things, and it worked. That the oscilloscope showed something was working, but it still wasn't getting an RPM signal. None of that worked. So after replacing absolutely everything, and then talking with the guy who runs the ECU, the guy who makes the board that's in the ECU to get rid of the immobilizer and all that crap about what it does, because that's the only part I hadn't replaced. He convinced me it wasn't that. I started looking at other things, and eventually I figured it out. So, yeah.
All right.
Is that bird in the garage or in the tree?
In the tree outside the garage. I'm surprised you can hear it that well. That's amazing. Hey, well, it's like when you had the screaming bird behind you.
I did. I borrowed JG's birds for that episode, and then I drug cannonballs across my back porch.
Yeah, these are at least nice birds. They're not like strangling a cat like the one that
So, Jeff, I saw my wife showed me a fascinating photo on Facebook. I'd love to hear that.
So I took Friday off to take care of the house thing so that I could wrench all weekend because it is race car prep weekend. And there was a repair guy at our house installing a rear door. I would have done it myself, but the hole was no longer square. That's a little bit out of my realm of comfort. So, but I was mowing the lawn, and the maintenance guy, the guy who was doing our door, came in and said, "Hey, who broke the window to your Corvette?"
Oh, no.
And I said,
I did.
"The window is not broken on the Corvette." He said, "Yes, it is." And Jennifer, who owns the Corvette, in case you don't remember, it was her mother's car, goes, "What did you do to my car?" And we run outside and look, and it is very clear that some sort of stone from the lawnmower kicked up and smashed the driver's side door window of the C6 Corvette.
So that's why you weren't mowing the lawn for so long, because you knew it was going to
I wasn't within 25 feet of that car. I don't
think that lie's going to fly, but yeah.
Yeah, I freely admit it must have been me, but I don't remember it and I didn't hear it. So I guess there's a little bit of deniability. No, it was probably me.
I'm sure it was you.
Yeah, the sad situation, but it ended not with my death, but with a surprisingly cheap repair bill, under $300 for Safelite to show up the next day at my house and put it in. Go Chevy, parts are cheap.
Woo.
Yeah. So
how comfortable is your couch these days?
It was actually, Jen wasn't that mad. So I've been preaching to her that it's just a 15-year-old Chevy and we shouldn't baby it and we should drive it. So I guess she was listening. I don't know. Either way,
jankifying it a bit to make her not afraid to drive it.
Yeah. Like once you have the first scratch,
she should
it's easier
drive
to drive
it,
right? She should.
Well,
She does.
The weather,
she does. She
the
drove it today.
nice. And it's got that one. That one has a cylinder deactivation, doesn't it?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm saying because I imagine on her drive to work, it wouldn't get that bad of gas mileage.
No, it
she
gets
doesn't
really
drive
good
fast.
gas mileage because it's the automatic transmission model and it's got really long gears and it does very well in gas. But anyway, that's not what I'm working on. What I'm working on is I had to get up at 6 a.m, do half a day's worth of work, and then I did 5 hours straight of my brother and I staring at the Z going, "Why don't you work?
Yeah.
Why don't you work?" Replacing and running and checking and fixing and doing everything we can. We did find a few problems. We had installed the fan, the water pump fan belt pulley backwards, so it was throwing the alternator belt. We fixed that. And it still didn't run. It would run on one gosh dang cylinder. chuff, chuff, chuff. And we checked.
Cylinder, though. I really tried.
Yeah. So we would swap the cylinder. We swap the coil wires. We swapped the injector wires. It was getting a ton of fuel. You could smell the fuel at all times. We had a, quote, photojournalist with us who was doing some documentary filming. And he caught a really awesome explosion
I can't wait
I was
I love this
just
story.
hosing the entire thing down with ether, trying to see if we had any kind of leaks, and it blowed up real good in my face. It was pretty fun. But it just, we imagine,
don't hose down an engine.
Seriously, like that's why I heard this story before, and I'm glad Mental is laughing because it was kind of epic. Because that sounds just not safe.
No, it wasn't safe, but it was
No.
fun.
Don't be like Jeff.
But no, we suspected, because it has a very complicated intake manifold, that we might have had an intake manifold leak and that it was pulling in air. So how do you find an intake manifold leak? Is you hose the thing down with a combustible fluid.
Sure. Yeah, yes. Until it explodes in
That's
your
like
face.
and that's like checking for a natural gas leak with a lighter, because you'll find it.
Exactly.
Right?
And then, well, no. The intake manifold was completely closed, and it did not create any more fire. And then Jim said, well, how do we know it's getting enough fuel? Why don't you throw a bunch into the air cleaner? And I said, dude, I can smell the fuel. It's flowing off. I smell like a gas can right now. There's that much fuel. He goes, try it just to placate me. I was like, yeah, watch this. Spray. Boom. And it explodes.
I'm surprised you have eyebrows.
Yeah, I wasn't that close to it, actually.
Okay.
It's kind of the
This
end
is
of
what
my
we're doing. Thank you.
Yeah. But anyway.
She
so,
doesn't care about our show at all.
No. It's all right.
She's
So,
absolutely not. Marine, my waitress here at the Academy or Arcade City Bar, does not care about our show, but she's being very nice.
That's right. Get her to give me a beer too. So we finally got 2 more cylinders to report very briefly by Jim just yanking and shaking wiring. And so all of a sudden we went from 1 cylinder to 3 cylinders, and then it went away again, and we could never get it to repeat ever again. The 300Z wiring harness is just a total crispy critter, and we'll never run a car ever again, and we need to replace it.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, and because of that, just the engine bay of the Z is so tight. There's no room. It's so hot. It has baked the entire harness. So there are none used because they're all having the same problem. But there's quite a market for brand new ones. That tells you something. And they're $600.
Yeah. Mental laugh, so you didn't hear it. They're $600.
No. I hear you. There's a both, and we'll talk about this here in a bit. There is both a Copart and a pick and pull down the street. Now, I know what Chris said is still valid, but I'll do my level best to see what we can come up with.
Well, here's the deal. We are not. We can probably do an entire motor swap for $600, maybe $800, into something that is not built by Nissan. So that might be the way to go.
Honestly, and that's why Carlos Gozin is still in jail. The wiring harness for the 300Z. Chrissy, I am sitting at a bar on the Las Vegas Strip, and I'm trying to be in a good mood. It looks like
LS. Sorry,
you have some happy news. Could you please turn this conversation around?
Well, I mean, there is some happy news on Jeff and Chris's stuff. But anyway.
Let me just finish real quick, Chrissy.
Yeah.
So I sent Jim with the oscilloscope, said goodbye to the video journalist, and then on Sunday joined Chris and helped with the Civic. There, that's the end of my story. Go ahead, Chrissy.
Okay. So this weekend, I went on a fantastic camping trip with my Girl Scouts to Wildwood, New Jersey Beach. I took 3 of them and my co-leader, and we took the truck down. Oh, I have another side note story on this. Took the truck and, got it all packed up, and we made sure that everything was all good to go with it. And I turned it off when I'm parking in front of my co-leader's house to load up the car, and I turned the truck back on, and I have no gauges. Nothing is showing. So, but apparently this is a common problem because Snowflake has the same problem. So, but of course I am.
What? Oh, she didn't have it the whole, like the window didn't go down. There was a bunch of problems with Snowflake, but the gauges worked.
For about 5 seconds, almost every time you turn it on, they don't come on, and then they do. So if you're not paying attention, it seems like they work.
Right. So mine don't come on. Of course, I am supposed to take 4 people that I don't know very well, kids, down to New Jersey, and we sit in traffic, and I like to have gauges. So I call Chris silently, try not to tell anybody else that there's any problem. Just saying, so I don't have any gauges.
Gauges way, no work a
right?
on Canyonero way.
Uh-huh. Well, I have to say that the normal people, normies out there, don't understand what it's like to have a janky vehicle. Like most of us, like, oh, what's that wobble? Don't worry, it's always there. What's that?
Right.
No, don't worry, it's always there. But
the
like,
Canyonero's not janky,
right? Not typically, anyway. So, and it's a new problem. So I'm good with old problems if I know this is what's going to happen. But as far as we know, we've just drove it not too long ago. This had not happened. So I was a little concerned, and I just tried not to tell anybody. And I just wanted to make sure if the gauges don't work, that's one thing. But I wasn't sure what kind of additional electrical problem there was, and if there was something else that things weren't going to work because I couldn't see it. If it was only the gauges, that's fine. So he assured me it's just the gauges. And hopefully they'll turn back on. So I tell my co-leader quietly, I don't have any gauges, but I'm okay. Everything's going to be fine. And so probably about 15 minutes down the road, my gauges all come back on. Ta-da! So
honestly, you probably have a more refined sense of speed than anyone in that vehicle, and you knew exactly what 60 miles an hour feels like.
And I don't care about how I'm speeding. I don't care. I wanted to make sure how much gas I had, but I sat in 3 hours of traffic, so 2.5 hours of traffic. So I'd like to know. Just like watching heat gauges and, just like to make sure that nothing creeps up unnecessarily. Or anyway, so now we know that this problem is happening. Every time you turn the truck on, lights don't come on. Our gauges don't come on until about, go over a couple bumps or 15 miles an hour, or if you punch it. So apparently if you punch it, it is fixed. And I tap it. I'm like,
that's a Chevy.
I just found the answer. There, you know what to do now.
Well, I tapped it and kind of like shook it a little, and I was like, so apparently, if you punch it, it works. Anyway, okay, so back to my trip. After that, seamless, no problems. We had all of our goals fulfilled. We rode all the rides, had all the ice cream, no casualty. We slept a little bit on the beach. We had perfect weather. I could not get over how great of a time we had, and I'm sure I annoyed everybody when I got home on Sunday. Everybody's sad because the car's not running, and I'm like, but this was great. And then I did this, and then I did this, and then I did this. And I was really tired. And yes, what? Yep.
And again, and I'm sure Jeff has something on this. As a former scout myself, the pictures you posted up there, those kids looked like they had a great time. And that's one of those, even when they're old, they remember, oh man, this one time we went camping on the beach with this leader, Chrissy, and she raced cars. It was awesome. We had such a great time. That just everyone had the look that you had after a really good camping trip on that. They were just great pictures.
Except a couple of them just don't like to smile, but that's fine because they're 12 and that's what they do.
Because they're teenage girls and everything sucks.
Basically. And they're tired and whatever. But we had a great time. Actually, this event, I have been to this event when I was a Girl Scout. So when I was a girl in Girl Scouts, I went to this event. So the people that put it on at the boardwalk are just, it's so well run. Everything was just so great. So I had a really awesome weekend, then came home to the house of sadness. And now I am packing and shopping and doing all stuff for the race, my race prep. So, side note, additional thing, I am doing some traveling for work, and I'm on kind of a new project. We're coming up with the regional training centers for training, and this is my job. And I am going to be spending some time, guess where?
Tell me Southwest.
Atlanta. I am literally putting a regional training center in Atlanta. I'm going to Atlanta on Tuesday, and I'm going to be spending some time in Atlanta. And that's sad.
Yeah. No, well, it is and it isn't. Offline, get me the address of the hotel. I'll give you all the good restaurants to go to. Are you going to have a rental car?
Yes, I am.
I'm going to send you, it's a bit of a drive, but I'm going to send you to Atlanta Motorsports Park to go to their go-kart track. It's awesome.
Well, I'm going for work. I'm going for a couple days. Although I grossly overestimated how long it was going to take me, so now I'm staying longer. But I think I'm going to go to the beach in Pensacola instead. So I'm going to spend some time in Atlanta, unfortunately. Oh, so the other location that we have, we were talking about Las Vegas, but right now we're going to put something in Glendale, Arizona. So that's where I'll be, not Arizona, or not Las Vegas. So
Jeff, trumpet, please. Or trombone, please.
I mean, Las Vegas is...
That's a bad one. I'm out of practice.
So bad. Okay. All right. That's enough about me. What are you doing, Mental?
So, no one at home can see this, but I'll show it to the folks on the podcast. That's right.
Look at that.
That guy's got no hair. It's real short haircut.
I know. I'm like back. I am an Air Force officer again. So showed up with my new squadron, and then they immediately sent me to get an ID card, and it took me 5.5 hours. It's like, welcome back to the military. Hurry up and wait. So I learned that lesson, and today we spent an hour getting Vicky's ID card because we were there nice and early. So that's basically what I'm working on. We're trying to sell a house. If anybody wants a house in Atlanta, please.
Oh, still?
My wife said it was very nice. She saw the Zillow or whatever.
Yeah, please check out my wife's Facebook post. It's a lovely photo.
Oh, can I stay there? I need a place to stay.
Actually, yeah, there's no furniture, but yeah, go ahead.
I'll just sleep on the floor.
Exactly. My neighbor's great. Yeah, and you've only seen the house in the dark. You'll actually get to see it during the day.
I saw it a little bit in the light. Their lights were on, I guess. That's about it.
So it says here in your notes that you're an officer.
It's an Air Force officer again.
Oh, officer. I get it. Officer.
Yes. I deliberately misspelled that. So
got it. For those out there who don't know you, do you want to say your rank? Because I think it's rather impressive.
It's totally not impressive, but I am once again known as Major Ward, United States Air Force.
I like saying, because you can say that major asshole, that major flathead, that major nut job.
I'm Major Mental. Yeah, no, it's here. So having run that dead horse right into the ground, let's move on to, and I can't shout because I'm in public. All right, very good.
All right, we don't even know if Chris is still with us, but he wants everyone to know. Oh, he's still there. That if you are going to New Jersey Motorsports Park this weekend, very important, New Jersey sucks, and the state policymakers make racing policy, so they have stupid rules. Like your SFI belts are only good for 2 years since the date of manufacturer. So hopefully you have FIA belts, which have a date of no longer being good. What is that? A date of expiration. Thank you. An expiration date. So
use by, one of those.
Yeah. Expiration date. So buy FIA belts, or make sure your SFI belts are within 2 years, even though every other place on the planet lets you run them for 5. Or go buy FIA belts and buy several. You could sell them for twice the price to the idiots who don't listen.
Oh.
Or a lot of beer, and that is enforced by the state police, folks. So on more popular news, watching the NBA Finals, not that I care about the NBA Finals, but we were grabbing dinner and it was on the TV. There are 2 huge big car movies on the horizon. The first one, Matt Damon and Christian Bale were green flag waivers. Matt Damon. We're green flag waivers at the Indy 500 because they're putting their new movie, Ford versus Ferrari, and that's going to be in the show notes, which actually looks like a pretty good movie. But looks more importantly, finally, for those of us who are dog people and racers, the Art of Racing in the Rain is going to be released. It's starring Milo Ventimiglia, the guy from This Is Us. Yes, the great guy. Amanda Seyfried, and Enzo the dog is voiced by Kevin Costner. If you haven't seen the clip, we're going to have those links in our show notes. It looks fantastic. And yes, folks, I'm going to warn you right now, you're going to cry unless you're a robot.
No. I think robots cry at this movie.
Robots
I think they might.
Yeah, it's a brilliant movie. I know that Patrick Dempsey has been trying to get that movie made forever, so I am beyond excited about that one.
Yeah, Art of Racing in the Rain will be released August 9th in the United States. So that actually comes out very soon. Ford vs. Ferrari is like October or November.
Yes. But go see those. The one I love, and I'm sure it's a bit of fiction, but is when Henry Ford II is crying in the passenger seat of one of the GT40s after Carroll Shelby drives it.
Yeah. Expected release date November 15th. Good memory, Jeff. But he looked it up anyway.
Don't talk in third person. Anyway, so we're talking about cool cars. Lucky Dog has many cool events coming up. I got excited because I thought the registration was still open for Laguna in August. Duh, it's not.
No.
Because it doesn't say it on the outside of the page, but when you click in, it's like it's sold out in seconds. I'm like, duh. Anyway, you can still register for the first annual Dog Stock Jamboree on August 9th through 11th. And I'm sorry. Okay. My windows just moved all over the place. Sorry about that. Registration isn't open yet for a bunch of the races that are coming up in the fall, like Oregon Raceway in September. Wild Dogs Grand Prix in the streets of Ensenada, still on the list.
So going there someday.
I know.
On the bucket list.
2020. It's going to happen, man.
All right, we've
happen.
talked about going. It's still on the list. And then there's Flocktoberfest on October 12th, which sounds so awesome. So Lucky Dog was at Pacific Raceway this weekend, and looked like they had awesome weather. They had I don't know if they had different sets of races, I think, but I couldn't find anything except for, and I'm just gonna just keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. Weather looked awesome. Our friends from Silver Sleeves ran their land crab there, and so they ran fourth gear, right front wheel bearing roaring, and they ended up 27th out of 48. I don't know where to find these race results. Looks like they had a great time. Sorry, not sorry.
They have Google. Everyone listening,
No,
Google, find it yourself.
Well, no, go to MyLaps. MyLaps is really good about putting up the hashtag. They should totally sponsor us.
Great.
Totally.
Okay, well, why don't we talk about what's upcoming then?
Okay, so I managed to literally just lose my connection to the notes right now, so I'm making this up as we go along.
Oh, no.
So we've got High Plains Raceway coming up at New Jersey.
Jeff,
at
just
the
read
High
it.
Plains Raceway. No, hold on. You know what, Jeff, go to NJMP for a second, and I'll be right there.
All right, I will do NJMP.
Oh, you don't have to do all
this weekend. No, I'm not going to. This weekend, basically, it's NJMP. It's what we are all been preparing for, and why we don't have any sleep and we haven't seen our wives. Everyone's going to be there. That's everyone. There's like 4 3-pedal
That's right here. She's sitting next to me drinking beer. By the way.
Garage Heroes are, of course, going to be there. Great Gobs of Oil are bringing the Probe and the Isuzu. The Rally Baby is coming in fourth. They have like 4 cars, I think.
4 cars, yeah.
The Hornet is coming. Turtle Eclipse of the Heart, the Tuna Chuckers, Garden State Goon. There's everybody you expect to be in Jersey is going to be there. Hit them with the line! They're going to be there.
Hold on, I have a few that I wanted to do.
Well, and that's great.
Oh, God.
Diners, Drivers, and Dive Bombs. That's their team name. They listed as 92 Mazda Flavortown. I thought that was fun. The
nice.
LOL NSA is bringing their Yoda Rolla 2. The Turtle Eclipse of the Heart. I think it's funny when people put random things in the car that they're showing up in, and that just makes me laugh. So the Turtle Eclipse of the Heart, which Jeff said, but they said they're Mitsubishi Eclipse. And then there's this Partly family with a Q45. Is that new?
Oh, I don't ever think I saw that before. Q45.
Yeah, I don't think that's new. I think it's new. I don't think we've seen that one before.
So that's why I thought I was looking at things that were jumping out at me.
Okay, it has the potential to be a fast car. That should be a hoot.
Interesting. Yeah, 96.
Except it's going to burn 10 gallons an hour.
Is that the big giant? No, I think that was there before. Was that the big giant gray 4-door Q45 that had it looked absolutely
all Q45s
pristine?
are 4-door.
No, it was absolutely pristine and had
maybe.
spray painted numbers. It totally looked like it was stock.
Like a stock. Looked like it just came off the street. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. I forgot what it was. But
the numbers are hard.
They are. So Tuna Truckers are bringing their Plymouth Ford Ski Super Deluxe Cambridge Landau DX Nismo 94C 97CI. That's what they listed. I don't know. I think it's funny when people list some funny things.
I just realized
their old LTD, and they put a 41 Plymouth body on the old LTD.
Ah, very nice.
Oh.
They usually just run
Because
NJMP.
it wasn't-
This is their first time running up north. No, I think it's because one of the guys on the team, Mike, had this 41 Plymouth rotting in his yard and got drunk one night and decided it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Ah.
Well, and honestly, 40 anything on an LTD, always a good idea.
What are you gonna do? Make it heavier? I totally missed that. Bert 1 will be there.
Bert 1, no sorry for party, though.
No, sorry for party. Although we have some sorry for parties running with us.
Yes.
I'll say, yeah, sorry
Shirtless
for
Matt.
party. Always shows up at something. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Pantless Matt.
And I also want to mention that we are getting some sort of speedy cop mystery car.
Oh, I
As
took that off here.
these- I know, but we should just have mentioned
Oh,
it.
nope. That's why it's not listed. That's why it's not listed on here, dude.
That would have been a great theme.
Mystery car?
Uh-huh.
Okay, read the High Plains one. This is a short list, and
Okay,
they're fun.
anyways, so High Plains, which is running consecutive, and this is the third time they're doing this year, which is entry because this is the first year that Lemons has done consecutive races. So Phil and his crew will be out.
Concurrent.
my
Consecutive
part
means
of town.
one after the other. Concurrent is they're running at the same time.
What you just said, yes. Sorry, concurrent. So 62 cars. I don't have to tell you how many BMWs. I've got a
Chris
little bit of.
masturbating.
I've got
Chris, use more lube. It'll feel better.
It is sandpaper. So, you know.
It's a short guitar riff. That's what we're doing. It's a short guitar riff. I'm going to read it to the middle. 62 cars. Now, we got Tommy in the seat wagon A, a 1989 Duo Pontiac Opel Vauxhall Passport Asuna Lemons, a.k.a. Cadet Opa Optima GT. And honestly, why would you do that racing? An 86 Chevy Chevette. So fast with their 318, the Wonderman Consortium, and that Impulse RS. Why? But good on you. And onset of their myriad of effective vehicles they're bringing. Guess what they're bringing? The Cavalier. Bad Decisions is bringing that 47 Plymouth Special Deluxe, Rocket Surgery, and their Paragon. And that sure beats planning, which is a brilliant team name, is going to be in a 97 Buick Riviera, which is not a brilliant car choice. And finally, Gutless Cutlass Racing in an 87 Olds Cutlass. Now from Rude, our host number 5, he 810, a car 810 is a bachelor party, and he can't remember which one it is. And there's another team that is corporate team building, and they're doing it as a team building outline because, let's be honest, softball sucks. And with any luck, the company race car and the bachelor party car will somehow overlap, like a chocolate into my peanut butter kind of situation. That just sounds hysterical to me. So good on both of those teams for finding new and innovative ways to celebrate milestones.
Unfortunately, you were talking about being next to show up Santiago's stuff, but Santiago said he was in India, which he talked about, but Santiago sent us the results from the Oregon Trail Rally. They had 35 Subarus, boring.
50 Fords, 4 Volvos. Hell yes. 3 BMWs, a Starlet, a Juke, and a Dodge Caliber SRT 4.
You know what?
You rally a Juke?
You know what I'm excited by?
What's better, the SRT 4 or the Juke? That's a good question.
The Starlet. It is amazing that
Cars.
there's a Starlet left that is not doing drag duty, because they are very popular in the Latino drag community.
Well, and also,
Bridge-ported wankles.
CBs, yeah. I remember being down in Curacao, and those things were all over the place, and they all had big fat slicks on them. So just real quick, the limited two-wheel drive was Osborne.
Going slower than
Two-wheel drive was Potts and Barbera and that Eric Potts Racing. By the way, get a better team in a supercharged BLZ. Your normally aspirated four-wheel drive was the Linz and a 90 Impreza. They also got 13th overall limited four-wheel drive with Seahorn and Crawford and an STI. We've seen that name on the podium a lot. And overall was Higgins Drew and a factory Subaru. Still boring.
So boring.
Apparently a little bit of a rough event, though. They had a Civic Roll. The BRZ had a change your supercharged belt between stages and took their hood off at some help to keep stuff cool, a.k.a. roadkill. Open two-wheel drive with Crazy with less than 40 seconds between second and sixth in class.
Wow.
That is legit. and Chase Hovingania broke a strut and managed to have his exhaust melt through the gas tank.
Shoot.
Not through a gas tank, but I know what exhaust melting through stuff is like there, buddy. So good
Yes,
on you.
yes, you do. Well, something safer and no gas melting. Yes.
Wait, before we go on,
That was a good intro.
No, that was a very good intro, and I'm sorry I messed it up. But I really think we need to put Baruqua on our bingo card.
What?
Why?
What is it?
Baruca?
No, Santiago's race team name, Baruqua.
Oh. Well,
He's not on the bingo card. We should have Santiago on the bingo.
We could put some kind of
All right.
random other people that sometimes show up on the show. Anyway, I was talking about things that were not going to melt. This is Extreme Experience. They have a bunch of location, a bunch of supercars. You already know that. If you want to go drive fast, we know where to find that. This weekend, they're going to be at Pittsburgh and Pocono. Catch them in Motor City on June 14th and 16th, which is coming up. Head over to xxspeed.com, pick a track, pick a car, then give it to your dad, because that would be awesome as a gift. Type in Super Dad, and you're going to get 30% off. That will be even better than the normal 25 we give you. And it works everywhere, including their permanent location in New Orleans. Extreme Experience, it's your turn. Listener feedback! And Mental is frozen. And
So the picture of myself watching all the races in a casino.
Your internet sucks. Check off internet sucks on your bingo card.
Yeah, did we cover us watching the races last time?
Yeah, he's talking about listener feedback. Doug Kirchberg says, "Hey, Mental, $100 on red, please." And you lost Doug. Give me $100. Jerry Engel said, catching the race in Dallas, and said, "Hi, Mental." Okay, go ahead.
Skip me. I already mentioned all that stuff that I said the race was good. Keep going.
It's pretty much the Chrissy and Jeff show now. So.
It is just the
yeah.
I added this because this just came through. So Giant Dave, he listens to our show. He sent us a message and said that he was listening, and he said that the homeless compound is getting bigger biatches. So we can't wait to see it and check.
I did see that. It is definitely getting jankier and jankier.
Oh, is there a picture of it?
There was no. He put some pictures on his Facebook, so that wasn't in the conversation. So the Z, Eric Maserve posted up. If you put an Iron Duke in that Z, the valve train will quit rattling. I do have to mention that I did fix the rattling because it don't run. So,
right.
But when it does run, it doesn't click anymore. So there was also some Insta pics of the Route 66 road trip that was going on, and there was Dan B saw the image of the creature from the Black Lagoon at a drive-in and pinned it and said, "That was me and my sister's favorite back in the day." So Bill F., also a fan, chimed in with, "The green guy is the hero."
And I don't know about all that.
Oh,
Granted,
hi.
He does get to smash a bunch of divers that are just trying to getting his grill down there in the Black Lagoon. But I wouldn't call him a hero.
Appreciate you coming back to our show. Thanks.
I do what I can.
Good. Well, now you just came back for main topic time.
HooptieCon.
Trying to be excited for you guys. Come on.
New Jersey race. Forget about it.
You should conduct all of your meetings and work like that. You just need to.
No.
Exactly. No, you totally should. That's how you should do all your meetings. You'd be like, 8 o'clock meeting!
No.
I would do that at my work.
No.
You can get away with being very strange. And
Right.
That's just normal.
I don't want to get fired, or people ask me what's in my pink water bottle, and it's always water. But people continue to ask me.
All right. So what are we driving?
I mean,
What are we driving?
The Z is out, and I mentioned that I drove to Reading, and I picked up Hamsa's E36, so we will be driving the boring E36 flat earth car, but at least it runs.
That car has proven to be an anvil, just repeatedly.
Don't say that at all. Knock on some wood.
A great car.
That's true.
And we are just exploiting it and his generosity, and because we love him and he's a wonderful person. That's all.
He is, and he is still the originator of whoa, slow down, guys. We don't want to get ourselves into a car race here. Take it easy.
Yes.
Well, that's why we're doing, again, another Hamzaism, casual racing with friends this weekend.
Yep. So, Chris, are we racing the Honda? What's up?
Hell yeah.
I mean, we were going to even when it wasn't running, and we were just gonna hope that Chris figured out what was wrong with it.
It's Tuesday, and it runs, and everything else is set up. Like, the suspension is great, the tires are great, everything else is so great. So it's good enough. Whatever it still needs, once I start actually driving it, running it, we'll figure it out. We'll make it happen.
Yep. Okay, good.
And come by and see our awesome paint job, if nothing else.
That's true. It is a great paint
Chris,
job.
you want to push that little button on the dashboard?
Yeah, hang on, give me a second.
Are you going to do it?
Ready?
Do
Sure,
it.
why not?
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
There you go.
And it's like
Very nice.
you're not even close to where the speaker is.
No, I'm in the car.
Right. And
Yeah.
it's the whole
Gonna be awesome.
garage was full of
It's going to be better than the
Zero.
movie.
Yes.
So, are we prepared for our new theme?
No.
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 The Civic looks
No.
great, doesn't it?
Civic looks
did-
great. Nothing else has changed.
I did make that soup though that Chrissy made. I made the soup, and it was actually really good, and it keeps well. So I put it in my fridge, and I ate it for like a week.
Is
What's
that
the-
a theme
What?
related thing?
How?
The potato soup with the leeks.
Okay.
Oh, that is theme version.
I was like,
Potato
what?
leek soup.
Potato
Yeah.
leek soup, yes. And that's the last thing that you want to do when it's 97 degrees there, 99, and I don't think we want to eat potato leek soup right now.
So I think we should mention, because we are obviously a terrible race team, and we brought on this absolutely hopeless race team called the Garage Heroes in Training, and let's check their performance. So 3 weeks ago, they had no cars that worked.
Yes.
They now have 2 that work. They have resurrected the Spider Stang, the one that got put in the wall in New Hampshire and bent
And
like a
it's-
paper clip.
And it's still crooked.
Yeah.
Still
Oh,
crooked.
yeah. That
Terribly
doesn't drive.
crooked.
Never,
There's no.
ever going to be straight. Don't worry.
No. There's no straight on that.
And they also have supposedly fixed the brake problems on the Ombre that we used to own. I will bet my trombone, it's not my trombone, I will bet, I don't know what to bet, they are going to continue to break the Ombre by overheating those brakes.
I don't know if they ducted them properly. We'll find out.
Ducted them
I think-
properly.
I think you underestimate Alan Danvers.
Oh, but he wasn't doing it. He was trying to
Oh.
get the Capri together.
He was there's pictures of him standing in the engine bay.
Of the Ombre?
No.
No.
The Capri.
No,
The
God, no, the
Capri.
Capri.
Capri. Uh-huh.
Oh, I have.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good. So, that's what I'm betting. My trombone. So we will be bringing the trombone so everyone can play. It'll be the
So that was the better.
yes.
Yeah, we would.
So this
And
is
that's a great transition. So we're bringing the trombone, and as we look upon our glory days back in 2015 when we were or 2017 when we were the national champions, and we always had comfy places to stay and cars that were fast and the leader. Where are we sleeping?
So the Wakeman RV is still having general Wakeman problems. Check it off your list.
I already checked it off when we started
gentlemen.
this.
General flow problems. We're not putting
Yeah.
that on the. That
So
is not a
the-
failure. That's a flow failure.
The roof is still blown off. Since we are fighting the insurance company so that they would pay for it, we haven't had the work done, and I have been using RVshare.com. And we have a lovely trailer that I have to go pick up in Medford, New Jersey, and bring to the track, which is about a half hour in the wrong direction. So it's really not that big of a deal. But this whole renting an RV off of some person that I've never met, I've just clicked stuff on a website. It's a bit nerve wracking.
This is how you built half your race team. Mental. I've never met this guy.
I found these
sure.
dirty people that I want to.
Come taste my car. Come on down.
But yours is where we're gonna sleep and live and stuff.
I saw the pictures online. It looks nice.
Sleeping and living in your RV. We don't know this guy. He could be an axe murderer. Well,
I don't care about the
it's
guy.
too skanky. Matt F has promised us that he has a luxurious pop-up
that we can hang out. We can't sleep in it.
Yeah.
No. And speaking of luxurious pop-ups, I believe Giant Dave will be bringing his homeless camp too.
Yeah.
You missed. That was the part of the show when
you
you decided
that.
to leave, and then
you were away.
I think like now. I think you're okay. You have the suckiest internet. Find a new spot.
Giant Dave's bringing his whole setup.
We got it.
We just talked about that 3 times.
4 times now.
Hey, Mental, you know what I heard? I heard Giant Dave's bringing his pop-up. It's kind of like a homeless camp.
It's bigger now. Oh, God.
I'm getting another beer.
There are several members of the Three Pedal Mafia and extended family and friends that have no accommodations. So we might be adding a couple to our trailer. We might be throwing a couple in a couple of random trailers. I know Eric and Dave, not Giant Dave, but Uncle Dave might be searching for a place to live in our trailers. So the accommodations are definitely worse than usual.
And they're additionally worse because we don't have any garages. So it's not like we can, not that we usually live in our garages, but at least that would give us some kind of cover or be able to dump more stuff in it. But we're going to be on an island with some other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're racing the, say it, what kind of course? Which course is it?
Dong. Lightning Dong course.
Yeah, we're racing the Dong. But there's going to be some cool stuff happening over there because in addition to the race, what else is going on at NJMP this weekend?
So it is HooptieCon.
Whoa!
The Honda is running.
Yeah,
I report the Honda is running.
Oh,
hit the horn. Hit
sounds
the horn.
pretty good.
Hit the horn, Chris. Hit the horn.
He doesn't need to hit the horn. We already heard that.
Yeah.
I want to hear.
Oh! Yeah!
Yeah,
it's like shaking the whole house. I can feel it all the way upstairs.
Chrissy, do you want to talk Radwood or do you want to talk about
you talk Radwood. I got all kinds of stuff. You talk Radwood.
So there is a bunch of HooptieCon events happening. It is Billetproof. There's a Concours de Lemons and a Radwood all together. The pricing, Jennifer, the lovely and talented Jennifer, has figured out is actually cheaper to get in than a usual Lemons event. Usually for a Lemons event, you have to buy a weekend wristband.
Right, for Jersey,
and that is
absolutely.
good for New Jersey, and it's $40. But because they're having all the shows, you can come on Saturday for $20.
That's awesome!
Wow.
Yeah.
As we record this, Bradley Brownell himself is driving across the United States from Nevada in the Rad van. No. He's in the Rad van, the Honda Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
So he's bringing some swag. There'll be some dope stuff. Chrissy's wearing her Radwood shirt right now. I've been wearing mine. I only brought like 5 shirts until we get a house, so one of them's a Radwood shirt.
You know, when you move to a hot, sweaty desert, it's good to have just a couple of shirts because they barely get sweaty ever.
I don't sweat as much here as I did in Georgia, even after we left.
It's a dry heat lie.
Yeah, right.
It works up until about 99 degrees, and then after 100, it's basically sticking your head in an oven. But I've been riding the motorcycle. It's been great. I'm staring at blue skies right now.
Nice.
You guys are all getting ready to go to bed. It's 6:30. We're getting dinner after this.
Oh, Chrissy, what else is going on at the event?
Okay, so we have Lemons is all excited. I'm sure everybody got an email if you're going that Sutton and Sploda's back. They're trying to amp up the excitement in the paddock. I think they're just
bring out the death ski. Get the death ski. Yeah.
I don't even know where that is.
Oh, Darren has it.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so Saturday night, Zero Budget Racing's making a heck of a lot of pork, and it's so good that the Buttmaster Kurt has given them the highest compliments. So if you're going to show up, please bring food, drinks, and cash donation to share. And it's always a nice thing to show up with something if you're going to take somebody else's food. So that's happening. Also on Saturday, we are hosting a big party. We, as in Rally Baby, as we're having a DJ. So DJ is coming. If you are decided that you would like to come, we're going to be all on one of the closer islands, which is what the plan is. I'm sure you'll hear us. So if you want to come over and party. Bring some.
Come down the road, like the access road into the paddock, kind of straight in front of you is where we're going to be.
It's going to be easy to find us. We're going to be the biggest pit and the biggest party.
We'll be loud. So bring if you're going to.
There is no party like a Rally Baby.
Yes, so it's a combined party. So because they said they need help partying, so we said they went to the closest people and
all
we
the
said,
experts.
Right?
Who knows how to party?
So they said that they would like inflatables. If you want to bring beer and booze, that'd be awesome. They're looking for decorations, accessories, inflatables, and help with ambiance. So if you want to come. What?
More hot tubs.
More hot tubs.
Sure, more hot tubs. We don't even know where to get water at that place, though.
We'll figure it out.
We're gonna be far away. We're gonna be far away from a water source or anything. Yeah, anything really.
We'll put it on a trailer, drive it over, fill it up, and drive it back.
We did that before when it was in the coldest. When we did Atlanta, that's what we did. Anyway, so we're hosting a big party on Saturday night. So that'd be awesome. So that's what I know that's going on. I mean, in addition to a race and all. So
yeah, DJ is going to be extreme experience instructor extraordinaire Lambo Pete.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Oh, it says DJ.
No.
It says DJ Pete on here. I didn't know who. Like I didn't.
It's
know.
Lambo Pete. Yeah.
Okay.
DJ Lambo Pete. I like it. That's going to be good. Because here's the thing, because Lambo's a lot closer to my age than he is to your age, Chrissy. So he'll actually probably play some good music.
Yeah. So here's the question. Stuntin' and Splodin is back, but because of the 300Z work, I have not fixed my CT. It is still in like unrunning condition. So
throw it in the trailer. Maybe Mental will fix it for you.
That's what I think I'm doing. I think I'm going to bring it and like tape a $20 bill to it. And
yeah.
Say, the person who gets it to run gets to keep the $20 bill.
Totally.
No. Yeah. Take the $20 off, put a 6-pack of beer on it.
There you go. That's what it is.
On it.
Although, no, Jeff, if you want it to work, maybe you can find someone else first. Just...
Oh, no. That's sad.
It'll work. It just won't work after the weekend. That's how I do things.
Although, it is a motorcycle. Mental has a better shot of getting a motorcycle to work.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's a Chinese knockoff of a CT70 that's bright yellow with a Hoosier tire sticker on it. If you see it, and some drunk asshole has fallen off of it somewhere in the paddock, just bring it back to us. It's okay.
Not the drunk asshole, the bike.
Oh yeah, the bike. Not the drunk asshole. Leave the
we
drunk
don't want
asshole
the drunk asshole.
Well, it might not be our drunk asshole. So.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So we want them
totally
too?
Possible. True.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Anything else about the weekend? What are we excited to see? What are we hoping to get done? Anyone want to say anything about the dong track?
It sucks.
Well,
don't go off in turn 5.
But don't
Watch
be.
out
But
for
don't be.
Oil starvation in the light bulb.
Don't be afraid of turn 5 though.
Well,
carry it all the way through. Don't.
Just
don't
keep
fight
your
it.
foot down and do it right.
Don't
True.
fight it.
True. Will anyone reading erotic literature while we're on the track?
I'm sure
only
during
in
the yellows.
Only in reds.
No, double yellows.
We don't want to do that on
We had
reds.
22 cars on that track in an ER race. I was so bored.
I was so bored.
Into my stint.
We were doing really long stints on that race too.
That was our 4 hours. That's like the worst.
Not so much in defense of the dong track, but in defense of lemons. There will be some good speed on that straightaway. You're going to see some cars really kind of start flexing their muscle. I think the Cressida is going to do really well on that track. Is Betty coming, or are they bringing something else?
Betty's coming.
Betty.
Yep.
But Betty and the BMW, they're going to see at least 120 probably on that straight.
I would say, I think if Bruce gets behind the wheel, I think you're going to see a beyond one, because I've seen beyond 120 in Betty, and I think Bruce.
Darren.
That's right. Darren's coming. Darren and Betty dance like they're doing the salsa. Yeah.
Yep.
So all right, what about food? We got any food? Anything you want to say about the food at NJMP? We're cooking for a ton, right?
We are. We have 30. We're cooking for 30.
The track will deliver food to your paddock, by the way. If you call an order,
What?
they will pick it and bring it to your paddock.
Oh wait. If you call the like grill,
the clubhouse, yeah,
the club, yeah,
they will deliver the food from the clubhouse to your paddock.
I did not know that.
Yeah. The weather is supposed to be beautiful. It's not going to be tremendously hot. If it was going to be tremendously hot, I was going to mention that there is a pool on site at the
Clubhouse.
whatever that is, the Commodore Club, whatever they call that thing, and you can like join it for the day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I also predict that a lot of us are going to be taking various pit vehicles over to where the Porsche Club is running on the lightning track, and we'll be using their showers because they'll all be in their Prevost RVs and staying in their hotels.
We're on lightning. They're
Oh,
Thunderbolt.
I'm sorry. We're Thunderbolt. We'll be using the showers at Thunderbolt.
It's NASA Northeast is running there.
Ah, okay. They're not
They're
terrible.
cool.
We're still going to use their showers.
Yep.
The showers actually aren't bad on both sides, so.
I didn't even know there were showers.
No,
at
there
lightning.
aren't showers at
You go to
lightning.
the other side. Yeah.
I think there's
No,
I think there's like
thought there was.
the bathroom.
we've always
No,
gone
we
over.
We should take the boat and put 10 people in it. And
Oh,
go over
you're
Yeah,
right.
we-
Go to the other side.
Or we've gone to.
No, don't say it. Don't say it because don't say it because they'll all go there, and that's where we're going.
We used to go to the ones at Thunderbolt. That's all.
Oh,
There's
right.
no more.
That's all. That's all. There's no more
Got it.
showers. There's only showers at Thunderbolt.
Yes, true.
Anyway, anyone have anything else to cover for Thunderbolt? I actually think Thunderbolt's going to be kind of fun because a lot of the Lemons people have not been on it. So it's the reason it got boring is because we got very, very used to it. I think we're going to be eating people's lunch on it. Those Hit 'em with the Hind guys are going to be off at like turn 5 every track. Turn 7.
Jeff,
Nobody's gonna
you and
know
I
how to
have
do
gone with
it.
extreme experience. You and I have been out there with extreme experience. So is Lambo Pete and half the Rally Baby crew. It is going to be, you're going to be able to see people with experience kind of start walking.
Yeah. Well, AR's run it a lot too. So any of the teams that cross over with AR will have done it a lot of times too.
Us, Rally Baby. Yeah.
There's a couple others.
Yeah.
It's
Awesome.
It's going to be an interesting race on a boring track with a great group of people. And if you've never been to a Radwood or a HooptieCon, come on out because that is always a blast.
I've been pushing to all my friends who live locally. Like, if you ever want to come see a Lemons race, this is the one to come see because of the HooptieCon and the Radwood.
Yes, totes.
Yep.
Yep. Anyone else have anything for the good of the order?
It's gonna be a great weekend, especially for
Absolutely.
especially if our cars winning or running, not
if you're
winning,
in the-
running. I'm sorry, running.
If you're in the paddock, come say hi to us. You might get a sticker. You might get to
Yes.
blow the trombone. That's not a sexual thing.
Ew. You're gonna. Ew. Don't do that. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Or especially if you know how to play trombone, come teach Jeff.
Yes. Although I'm convinced this one is really like the slide doesn't work too well.
Well, it's a little rusty.
Oh, it's a rusty trombone.
Oh gosh. Okay. How old are we? Come on.
Still funny.
I'm sure.
Always. So we've got our nice little setup for our Just the Tip, Hello Sweet But Terrible, on the spot. But really, when we talked about this, Just the Tip, it does primarily revolve around safety. But when we started this whole nonsense podcast, the idea is that folks who do this kind of racing could learn from our experience. And this week, as he has pulled out probably a good portion of his hair trying to run down a thing, our own team captain has a brilliant Just the Tip, not so much safety related, but sanity related.
That was a nice intro.
Sometimes you have to go all the way back to the beginning. That's what it comes down to. You've checked everything. You think you've checked everything. You've replaced everything. And then eventually you said there's nothing else to replace until you think, well, I guess I could go over that again. And what it ultimately came down to the Honda was that I had one black with yellow switched power wire coming from the area of the fuse box that went to one of the 3 power pins in the ECU. Turns out I needed the other black and yellow switched power wire coming from the fuse box because they're switched in slightly different ways, And that was the problem that I have been beating my head against the wall for 2.5 months with. So, if it's something that doesn't seem right, go way, way back. Start from scratch like you've never seen this before. Don't make any assumptions. And don't forget checking the smallest, simplest thing. It might still be the problem.
So if we'd have... Okay, Mental.
I was going to say, as Sherlock Holmes said, when you have eliminated all of the logical, the illogical is the only reasonable answer. There must be a completely different wire that it looks exactly the same.
So Chris, was this the problem the entire time?
Yes. So
we could have been at Pittsburgh with it. Not that it matters.
Yes.
Because Pittsburgh was great. I really enjoyed the TR.
Yep.
That was a great swan song for the TR.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, it was one of the TR's more successful races in history.
Yeah, and it was the TR battle, so that's why. Good time.
In a reliable front-wheel drive fast car, all of that rain wouldn't nearly has been as exciting as a welded differential supercharged. I'm just going to randomly go sideways short wheelbase car in the rain was at Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So, what is our next show? Oh, and actually, we probably will do some Facebook living YouTube living from the race itself. So make sure that you and chomp the bell, whatever you need to do in YouTube so that you can be in on our live feeds.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll, if we know we're going to do it, we're going to try and announce that beforehand. So right off the bat, look for race start live, look for something at the race end live, and maybe midday on both days.
Oh, I have a feeling that drunk in the paddock, you'll probably get some live too.
Or we'll record an entire show drunk in the paddock. So who knows?
Probably not.
You'll hear from us.
Anyway, next show promo. I guess we're going to talk about New Jersey motorsports. We'll talk about how the Honda did.
It's going to be the
We'll talk about how Radwood went. We'll talk about whether the party went off. If Lambo Pete's music was any good. What else are we going to talk about? That's about it, right? Whether he ever got running.
Nope.
It will not.
The CT50 might run though.
Maybe that might be a thing. We might be able to get that done.
So, but yeah, it's a lot. Actually, it's a lot of listeners of this show, and we might even get something live out of Bradley Brown now while he's out there. So definitely, folks, tune in next week, especially if you can't make it out there, and check us out because it's going to be a fun time.
Absolutely, and I guess that wraps up the show. So thank you for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's prep edition, unprepped edition, all about prep. We also hope you'll join us in the world of driving, racing, and building because everyone can be a racer. Even you, if you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It is totally 100% free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hate us, give us 5 stars and tell us why. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop a comment on our Facebook page, everyoneracers@email.com, or email us at everyoneracers@everyone.racer.
Come on, really?
Sorry, I'm reading fast. Email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. Tell us, what motor should we put in the Z? LS. Which version of the LS should we put in? Find us on Instagram or Twitter at everyone.racers. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the shiny side up. Unless, just like us, there is no shiny side, then just keep the Godzilla head up.
In Vegas, everything is shiny.